He thought he could hide it forever. Watching Michael embrace Lily at the playground, smiling like the perfect dad, you'd never guess how far beneath the surface something else had been brewing. He was a devoted husband, a loving father, a manager who colleagues trusted. To the world, he was responsible and kind, a rock. But beneath the surface, he carried a secret he was terrified would destroy everything he had. He first stumbled into the world of porn when he was 17, away at college, lonely in a dorm where everything was new and confusing. He clicked a link to see what it was like, telling himself he'd never tell. It was quick, easy, and nobody got hurt. He thought it was just teenage exploration. But more than 20 years later, that exploration had metastasized into something else entirely. It became an escape, a method of silencing worries about work, a workaround for nights when his marriage felt stale, a pressure valve for emotions he didn't know how to process. He blamed stress, blamed fatigue. He blamed everything but himself. He kept passwords locked away. He avoided cameras. He switched screens fast when anyone entered the room. He no longer sang along to the radio anymore. Instead, he whispered excuses to himself in the dark. Just one episode. Just once this week. Until it wasn't. His wife, Emma, had the emotional intelligence that comes from paying attention. She didn't rush. She watched. She remembered how he used to laugh over breakfast, how he used to ask about her day. She noticed the distance. He laughed less. He touched Lily less. He paused mid-sentence in conversations like a radio buffer. She asked. He said nothing. She pushed. He avoided. She backed off. He slipped further. The revelation came in a moment brimming with mundane normality and seismic rupture. He worked from home that day, finishing a project in their guest room. Emma knocked, told him lunch was ready. He closed the laptop and scooted toward the table. Later, he forgot the screen was still open. Emma returned to drop a folded shirt on the chair. She pulled it away and saw a familiar browser tab, porn loaded, man paused mid-scene. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She stared, breath caught in her throat. His phone buzzed on the counter. His project file glowed. Lily's laughter came from the next room, and Michael felt the floor beneath him collapse. He saw it before he even heard her voice. Her eyes met his. For a heartbeat, the world froze. Then came her voice, calm but brittle, "We need to talk." They moved to the couch. Doors closed. Cameras off. Just silence and two hearts beating fast. He tried to explain stress, loneliness, work. He promised it didn't mean anything. He said he loved her, but the words felt thin, hollow, like he was talking through a thick pane of glass. She asked about the lies, the years of them, the hidden computers, the rooms he kept her out of when he'd work late. His chest tightened as he realized she knew. She'd always known, but she'd wanted to believe in him. But trust was eroding, and once fractured, it doesn't vanish by whispering you're sorry. Michael offered to delete everything, to quit, to go to therapy, to do anything. She waited. She watched. She kept going back to one question. Why couldn't you talk to me? His answer was a whisper. I was ashamed. Shame is a fierce monster. It paralyzes you. It isolates you. It boils the personality down until only survival remains. Within weeks, Emma packed a bag for Lily. They moved in with her sister. Michael rented an apartment 2 blocks away. He tried to work, but his focus was gone. His mother called crying at dinner. Something's wrong, baby. He burst into tears, said he was falling apart. The addiction had consumed him, and now the aftermath was worse. He binged when he shouldn't have. He was awake in the middle of the night. He stared at the ceiling and felt empty. The pounding guilt was worse than any high. He felt contaminated, unworthy. He didn't deserve Lily's laugh. He didn't deserve love. He tried to join support groups. He was terrified of speaking in them at first. What if anyone recognized him? What if Emma found out? But the men talked about shame, about broken families, about how porn could infiltrate a marriage like a slow poison. He learned terms like porn-induced erectile dysfunction. He learned about the escalation trap. He learned about how addiction capitalizes on silence and secrecy. He told himself, if I ever go back to her, and I want to believe I will, I have to be honest. Fully. No more secrets. So he found an accountability partner, his best friend from college, Brad. He sent weekly screen reports via Covenant Eyes. He swallowed his pride and let transparency into his digital world. His first request for a family meeting went like this: Emma, I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I want to learn how to deserve it. She said yes. He came, unprepared but determined, sitting in a circle at her sister's kitchen table. Lily drew pictures off to the side. Emma arrived, tired but holding his eyes. He spoke. He talked about the shame, the lies, the emptiness. He talked about therapy, recovery, rebuilding trust. He talked about why he stayed, fear and shame. He asked for her help to rebuild. She listened. She didn't hug him. She didn't speak for 10 minutes. She closed her eyes. When she spoke, her voice was measured, I'm willing. But it will take time. Time became a new element. He started therapy every week. He blocked porn filters. He left his phone downstairs after 8 p.m. He sent recovery texts to Brad every night. He shared with Emma weekly check-ins. He went to couples counseling. He listened during her share, focusing on her pain instead of his shame. The hardest moment came when Lily asked, Daddy, why don't you sleep here anymore? He knelt down and told her it was because he needed to be strong before being a good dad again. That he loved her. Through tears, she replied, Okay, Daddy. Small words with high stakes. It's been 2 years now. Michael still has days, moments when the old impulses whisper in the dark, when shame clenches his rib cage. But he's not hiding. He pulls his phone back downstairs. He texts Brad. He goes to meetings. He trusts the risk of being visible more than the refuge of hiding. Emma moved back. Lily crawls into his bed for a morning hug. He smells her hair, feels her warmth, gently asks, Did you dream about Mommy? She nods and whispers, I dreamt you were home. His heart swells, not because regret is gone, but because renewal is possible. He's not a perfect husband. He's not a perfect father, but he's present. And that truth was worth everything. Science confirms that recovery isn't just psychological, it rewires the brain. Neuroplasticity allows new neural pathways to form, ones tied to real connection instead of fleeting dopamine hits. Over time, those lights of guilt extinguish and new lights of joy take their place. Michael installed filters and monitors. He practices mindful pauses when cravings surge. He meditates. He journals. He listens during conversations. He prays. He repeats small checkpoints every day, some traditions for staying alive. In one support group, he heard a man say, Transparency is my oxygen. It stuck. So he texts Emma every night no matter what. No relapse? Good night. Minor urge? Hard day. He tells, not buries. The trust may not ever be bulletproof. They still argue, still apologize, still heal, but they breathe together again. If you feel that hollow place growing, you don't have to fall into it. What Michael learned: admitting the secret is painful, but hiding it is lethal. Recovery is possible. Families can heal, but only when secrets break and light is allowed back in. If this moved you, share it. Talk about it, because silence is the biggest trap.